Hello, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll explore a short story packed with useful English vocabulary, linking words and discourse markers to help you speak more naturally. We'll start by listening to the story, then break down the key vocabulary together. Listen carefully.
That morning, I woke up bright and early, really excited to kick off my day in London. I had quite a lot on my agenda. In order to make the absolute most of my time, I'd spent the previous evening putting together a detailed itinerary, highlighting all the must-sees. My first stop was the incredible British Museum. I was particularly keen to finally see the ancient Egyptian mummies, which I'd heard so much about. Moreover, I was also really eager to admire the impressive ancient Greek collection, especially those Parthenon sculptures. The museum was absolutely huge, packed with countless artifacts, and it felt like I could spend days there, yet I somehow managed to navigate the crowds and see all the main sections I'd planned, which felt like a small victory. After the museum, I decided it was time for a classic London experience, so I hopped on one of those iconic red double-decker buses. Thanks to sitting on the top deck, I got these amazing panoramic views of the city, spotting famous landmarks as we drove along. The bus conveniently dropped me off pretty close to Buckingham Palace. Although the king wasn't actually at the palace during my visit, the atmosphere was still quite special, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching the famous changing of the guard ceremony. For lunch, I was on the hunt for a proper British meal. For instance, my initial thought was to pop into a traditional pub for a hearty meal and a pint. Nevertheless, as I walked a bit further, I spotted a charming, less crowded little restaurant that just looked perfect, and I ended up having the most delicious, perfectly crispy fish and chips there. In the afternoon, I made my way towards the majestic Tower Bridge. Due to the absolutely glorious, sunny weather, I managed to get some truly incredible photos of the bridge gleaming against the blue sky. What's more, feeling a bit daring, I even decided to go inside the bridge itself, walking along the high-level walkways and learning about its fascinating history and incredible engineering. Meanwhile, down by the riverbank, a small crowd had already gathered, all looking up, eagerly waiting for the bridge to lift for a boat passing underneath. Consequently, after all that walking and soaking up the sights, I felt a little tired, but honestly, incredibly happy and fulfilled. I decided to round off my day with a leisurely stroll through Hyde Park. In addition to the wonderful sense of calm you get there, a real escape from the city's buzz, the park also boasted these magnificent green pathways and beautiful flower gardens. Before heading back to my hotel, I took a moment to reflect on my fantastic day. Equally as captivating as my visit to the museum, discovering London's vibrant, bustling streets had completely charmed me. Thus, with so much more left to explore, I knew right then and there that I would absolutely have to return to this amazing city. So as to finish the day off perfectly, I made sure to buy a small, quintessential souvenir to remember my trip by. Overall, my day in London was an absolutely unforgettable experience, packed with new discoveries, loads of history, and so many memorable moments that I'll treasure. To sum up, London is truly a city that has so much to offer, almost overwhelmingly so. In conclusion, this single day simply reinforced my profound love for travel and the endless joy of exploring new cultures. So, where will our next destination be?
Let's learn the important vocabulary. Every 10 words, I'll ask if you remember one of them. Ready?
Bright and early, early with enthusiasm. She got up bright and early to start her trip. To kick off, start, let's kick off the show with a song. In order to. 2. I studied hard in order to pass the exam. The must-sees. Landmark sites. The Eiffel Tower is one of Paris's must-sees. Keen. Excited. She was keen to meet her favourite singer. Moreover. Also, she's smart. Moreover, she works very hard. Eager. Excited. She was eager to try the local food. Artifacts, objects. The museum is full of ancient artifacts. Yet, but, I was tired, yet I kept going.
Time to practice. Do you remember this word?
Moreover. Also, she's smart. Moreover, she works very hard.
Somehow, by an unknown or unstated method, I somehow found the way without a map. I hopped on, I got on, I hopped on the bus and sat upstairs. Double-decker, 2-level bus. We rode a double-decker to see the city. Thanks to, because of, thanks to the sun, we had a great day outside. Deck, level. We sat on the top deck of the bus. Conveniently, handily. The station is conveniently located near the hotel. Drop me off. Let me off. The bus dropped me off near the museum. Although it was cold, we went for a walk. Thoroughly, completely. She thoroughly enjoyed the concert. On the hunt, actively searching for something. I was on the hunt for a good coffee shop. Thoroughly, completely. She thoroughly enjoyed the concert.
For instance, for example, I love traditional food. For instance, I always try the local dish when I travel.
Hearty, plenty. We ate a hearty lunch at the pub.
Nevertheless, however, it was raining. Nevertheless, we went out. To spot, to see. I hope to spot some wildlife during the hike. to end up, to finish up. I ended up eating at a small restaurant.
I made my way. I moved to a place. I made my way towards the Tower Bridge.
Due to the weather, we stayed inside. To succeed in. I managed to finish the project on time. Gleaming, shining. The bridge looks beautiful, gleaming in the sun. What's more, also, the view was amazing. What's more, the weather was perfect. Nevertheless, however, it was raining. Nevertheless, we went out.
Daring, brave. She made a daring decision to climb the tower. Walkways, paths. The walkways were high above the river. Engineering, construction. The bridge's engineering is impressive. Meanwhile, at the same time, she was taking photos. Meanwhile, I was watching the crowd. The riverbank, the riverside. People were sitting by the riverbank, enjoying the sun. Eagerly, excitedly. The children waited eagerly for the show to start. To lift, to raise. The bridge started to lift for the passing boat. Underneath, beneath. The boat passed underneath the bridge. Consequently, therefore, as a result, it rained all day. Consequently, the event was cancelled. To soak up, to take in. We walked slowly, soaking up the sights around us. Consequently, therefore, as a result, it rained all day. Consequently, the event was cancelled.
To feel fulfilled, to feel satisfied. After the trip, I felt completely fulfilled. To round off, finish. We rounded off the day with a walk in the park. A leisurely stroll, a relaxed walk. We took a leisurely stroll through the garden. Thus, therefore, it was getting late. Thus, we decided to leave. To boast, featured. The hotel boasted a stunning view of the ocean. To head back, to return. Before heading back to the hotel, we watched the sunset. Equally just as. The park was equally as beautiful as the museum. Bustling, busy. We walked through the bustling streets of London. right then and there, immediately. I knew right then and there that I'd come back. To do something so as to, in order to. I left early so as to catch the bus. Thus, therefore, it was getting late. Thus, we decided to leave.
Quintessential, typical. I bought a quintessential London souvenir, a red bus keychain. Overall, in general, overall, it was a great experience. Loads of, a lot of, we saw loads of interesting places. To sum up, in summary, to sum up, the trip was amazing. Almost overwhelmingly so, almost incredibly so. The city was full of things to do, almost overwhelmingly so.